What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the podcast. Today, we're going to be talking about a couple things, some very important things. We're talking about topics like bullying, the keys to happiness, and the classic, what am I doing with my life? So if you're going through anything like that, please sit back, relax, and hopefully my words can help you. That's the only mission for this podcast. I'm trying to help you out. So without further ado, I'm going to get into my first question. First question is, last year I graduated from high school with no friends to celebrate with. I already hate myself because I went through bullying and no one was with me since childhood. I felt so unlovable, and since I have no friends at school, this means I'll be alone for the rest of my life. I'm so frustrated that I'm going through this and I'm still hurting from the past. Now I'll never have a social life like everyone else. There's no way I can recover from this. I need comfort words to calm myself from the self-hatred in my heart. So the first thing that I want to do is I want to reach out to you and say that I'm sorry that you're dealing with this. I'm sorry that anybody in this world has to deal with stuff like this. Honestly, sometimes it angers me that I get questions like this, because there should be no reason why anybody should feel the need to step on other people for their own enjoyment. I find that disgusting. I don't tolerate it. And it just saddens me because nobody knows the effect of what a bully does to somebody. So I understand what you're going through. I want to give you a hug, but I can't. So hopefully these words can help you. So when we're talking about going through these things, we have to understand that what you're going through in your life right now, what's your past, does not need to define you. Your past does not need to define the person you are today. You cannot walk around life with the baggage of your past and expect to improve in life, expect to move forward in life. That's not how life works. What you need to do is that you need to get rid of that baggage. But how does one get rid of that baggage? I've talked about this in every single podcast, and this is the mission of this podcast, is that you need to go within and heal yourself. You have to unload that baggage. The baggage might be huge, it might be 1,000 pounds, but you need to deconstruct it. You need to take it apart and understand that 99% of what bullies say is either out of resentment or anger. What they're saying about you is not true. When anybody says about you, is not true. You have to be able to dig deep and understand your flaws, love your flaws, and realize what anybody tells you, number one, is just a projection of their insecurities and not yours. When someone's getting bullied, most of the time is that the other person is insecure in themselves, so now they have to project it onto others. They have to hurt other people in order to make themselves feel good. We want to do the reverse of that. I want you to unload all the negative things that anybody has ever told you, and I want you to look yourself in the mirror and tell yourself that you're better than that. You're better than that. You don't need anybody else's validation but yourself. You have to tell yourself every single day, remind yourself that these people told me this, but I'm better than that. Today I'm better than what any bully has to say about me. You got to be able to rise from that. If you keep walking around with those thoughts, what a high school bully says when you're 25, when you're 30, you're gonna let them win. And you want to know what? They've already moved on in life. They're not thinking about you. So you're gonna let somebody who's not even thinking about you, who doesn't even care about you, their words affect you. You're going to carry that throughout your life. You're going to keep thinking like that. You're going to keep thinking bad. You're going to keep thinking in a negative way. That way, when somebody comes up to you and you want to present yourself, and maybe you want a friendship with that person, but you're still thinking of what a bully told you 10 years ago, you're going to present yourself like a broken vessel. We don't want to walk around like we're a broken vessel anymore. We don't want to walk around with our insecurities, all the things that we're insecure about. We want to move forward. We want to present ourselves in a way that's confident, and you got self-love. That's how you move forward in life. You don't move forward in life just taking that baggage and lugging it around so that people can automatically tell everything that's wrong with you, because you're better than that, and you know that you're better than that. You have skills, you have talents, you are not the things that these people are telling you. I'm here to tell you, if nobody else tells you that, you have skills. I don't care who you are, what you are. You have skills, you have talents. You're not a bad person. You're not a loser. You're not a failure. I'm the one to tell you that today. You cannot let somebody else's insecurities, don't let them drag you down. Use it as fuel. If you really want to take it of the route that you want to, avenge, or how would I say this, use it as motivation. You could use it as fuel. Go ahead and put that to something productive. Flip it in a positive light. But don't let misery win. Misery loves company. Do not let misery take your joy. Do not let misery rob your joy of what you like to do. If you do that, it's going to laugh at you and it's going to keep you at the bottom. So if you feel like a loser, life will manifest it that you are a loser, because everybody will be able to tell. But if you tell yourself you are a winner, you start walking around with confidence, then you're going to be able to grow from that. But it's not going to come from you walking around and being low, having low self-esteem. You got to be able to rise from that. Once you're able to rise from that, okay, now it's time for you to grow. Now you can start to grow. Now you can start building yourself up. You just left high school. It's time for you to do a clean break in life. You might need to start a whole new social media. Delete all your phone numbers. All the friends that you thought that you have that are gone now, you might need to go ahead and delete all those numbers and start fresh at life. As I've always said before, go volunteer in your community. Go do something positive. Go join a community. Go join a club that they don't know who you are. And when you walk in there, walk with confidence. Don't walk around with the baggage that you had before. Do not let those things manifest into a new relationship, and now you're at the same position you always were. You cannot do that. So go volunteer. Go help people. Go to food drives. These people are some of the nicest people on earth. They want to help you. They want to help other people. Go ahead and join that community. But you're in a toxic environment. What you look on social media is a toxic environment. The things that you watch on TV is a toxic environment. You have to cleanse from that. You have to break free from that and go somewhere where there's positivity. That doesn't happen when you keep going to the past. When you keep going to the past, the only thing that you're going to do is you're just going to feel worse, and you're just going to keep suffering. Nobody likes suffering, and I'm telling you, once you taste the winning side, once you're able to feel like a winner, you will never want to go back to being like a loser. And you'll know that once you build yourself up, nobody can put you in that place but yourself. If anybody has anything to say about you again, you could laugh it off, and maybe you could come back at them. Bullies come for insecure people. They do not come for people who are solid. Want to know why? Because those don't work on people who are solid, who have worked on their foundation. They aim for people who are low. So acknowledge that you are low right now. Acknowledge that you're low. Write down your flaws. Write down your insecurities. But you can't keep putting yourself in the ground anymore. Refuse to do that. Maybe you have to write it down. Make a statement. I refuse to have low self-esteem. I refuse to let myself have low confidence today, because you are better than that. You have skills, you have talent, you have all the skills in the world needed to succeed. You just have to tap into them. That's what you need to tell yourself every day. Life is a lot. Life can give you so much, but if you're just going to keep going in the past, nobody knows your past but you. Always remember that. When you want to move forward in life, if you want to date, if you want to have a relationship, you want to have friends, don't bring your past forward when nobody asked. And when you have to bring up your past, if you're confident about it and you can heal through it, then you can present it in a way that gives yourself more confidence, that you rose from that. But you don't want to come back into a new relationship and just bring your old baggage and just present that into the front light. You don't want to do that. Gotta be able to heal through it. in order to impact, in order to have good relationships, in order to have a better life. All starts from here. All starts with yourself, and it ends with yourself. That's my advice to you. I hope that can help you out. I hope that my words can help you out today. So the next question. I don't know what I'm doing in my life. I just got let go of my job for failing the training exam, and I failed the training exam of my last job too. I feel like I'm not good at anything, and it took me a long time to find a job, and now I have to start all over. I don't have anything, and I'm really interested, and I seem to fail at everything I do. I'm so lost, and I don't have a purpose in life. So one thing that I advise that you do is that number one, you have to be realistic. Yes, you did fail, but you want to know what? Everybody fails in life. Failure is a process that we will go through day in, day out, and you're going to keep failing, you're going to keep scraping your knees. But the only way that you can grow, because remember, the only way you can grow out of a situation, no matter if it's failure, no matter if it's suffering, is you have to be able to learn from it, then rise from it. That's the only way you're going to be able to get through this. You have to fail. Then you have to reflect. Then you rise. That's it. You cannot go through life failing. And then, as I said before a couple minutes ago, and you're going to keep thinking you're a failure. You are not a failure. You are not your flaws. I will tell you this every single day if I have to. You cannot keep looking at yourself like a failure, because again, if you think of yourself as a failure, if you got low self-esteem, what you put into the world, you will manifest back into your life. It's simple. That's it. You need to normalize failure in your life. You need to normalize scraping your knees. I failed this. That's okay. Now, how can I heal from it and rise from it? You might need to fail 10 job interviews in order for you to understand maybe what you're getting wrong. You might need to fail 10 times in order to understand maybe this is not what I want to do with the rest of my life. But we have to flip it, right? Because we can always take the negative and flip it into a positive. If you fail in life, you might be grant the access for you to do some self-reflecting, to say, maybe I don't want to do this. Maybe this isn't for me. So then maybe you can create a new career path through that. But if you didn't fail, you would have never knew that. Maybe you would have been miserable in the job that you're in right now if you didn't fail. Failure is something necessary for everybody to grow. You gotta be able to normalize it. You gotta be able to love the failure. You gotta be able to love the grind in life. Because if something was handed to you all the time, you wouldn't feel successful. Success comes from the repetition of failing, learning, improving. Not just handouts, and now you're at the top. If you never had to grind for anything in your life, I can guarantee you wouldn't be happy if everything was just handed to you. It sounds like it would be nice. I wish that I could have it sometimes too, but I'm glad for the times that I failed in life. It gave me way more opportunities, way more outlooks on life that I could ever think about. So I'm happy for all the times that I failed. And I probably had way bigger fails than most of these people listening right now. And another thing is that I think that is ludicrous for somebody to say that they're not interested in anything. The reason why we think that we don't have any interests, we don't have any talents, we don't have any hobbies is because, again, what do I always say? Your mind is being taken over by your phone. As I said, your mind is constantly being stimulated here, so that you never are alone with yourself, so that you can discover what you actually want to do in life. Creation comes from being alone with yourself, being within. It does not come from being on your phone looking at screens 24/7. The only thing that's doing is distracting you. It's giving you a roadblock to your success. Your phone, your screen, your TV, VR, the metaverse, that's all a distraction to keep you from reaching your true potential. You got to be able to find that true potential within you. Without that, if you just wanted to keep looking at your phone, you're never going to find what you want to do. I'm going to keep drilling it into people's heads until the day I die. That's what it's all about. You got to be able to go outside, be in nature, and then discover yourself. Maybe you never took the time out for yourself. Go out for a walk, not with music. Go out for a jog without music. Go outside without your phone. Realize how it is to be alone with yourself. You got to be able to love yourself. Love yourself. Heal. Understand, maybe this isn't what I want to do. And that's where it comes from. Discovery comes from internal, not external on the phones and on the screens. You got to be able to find your interest, and that's the only way you're going to be able to do it, is that if you're alone with yourself, you come to terms with yourself. It's all about going within. It's not going to come from your phone. Your motivation is not going to come from your phone. I say this all the time. It comes from going within your heart, your soul, your mind, outside. And another thing that you need to do is that you need to remember that your failures, you will not remember most of your failures. You'll remember the big ones, but you will not remember the small ones. I guarantee you do not remember the failures that you had in middle school, high school, college, last week. Most of the time we fail at most of the things in life. We mess up, we slip up, we have missteps all the time, but we don't remember them. So a lot of times we fantasize, we over fantasize what's happening in our lives right now. Oh my God, I just failed and I feel like the world is ending. But next week, when you take time, when time passes, you realize that it was not that big of a deal. So what I encourage you to do is look at your life through a realistic expectation or a realistic lens. It's okay. Yes, you did fail, but that does not mean that you are a failure. That does not mean that you have no talents. That just simply means that this life gave you an opportunity. Think about it. Whenever you fail, life just gave me an opportunity to learn. Life gave me an opportunity to grow from my failure. Not just to sit in it. Not just to do nothing. You're better than that. I'm telling you, everybody who's listening to this has talent. They have skills. They just have not tapped into it yet. Gotta be able to love life. And life is yin yang. It's not just one side. It's not just all happiness and it's not just all failures. The happiest person that you see goes through the darkest times, and the darkest people that you see go through some of the happiest times. But it fluctuates. Love fluctuates. Life fluctuates. Failure fluctuates. Gotta be able to love all of those, because that's how you really enjoy life. And that trickles down to my next question. My last question is, where is it? What are the keys to a happy life? And when I talk about this, is that if you are looking for happiness in your life, you are never going to get it 24/7. No one is ever happy 24/7. If you're looking for happiness, if you're searching for happiness, you're searching for an emotion. Emotions come and go. Just like anger, sadness, happiness comes and go like the wind, like nature. It just constantly flows. It's in rotation. It will be knocked down by some sort of tragedy. Just like how when you go through a tragedy, happiness might come and wash it away. But when you're searching for happiness, and if you want to be in a constant state of happiness, something will happen where it will knock you down. So what are we looking for when we're talking about how can I build a happy life? What we are really asking for, what I really want you to do, is how can I build a wall, a strong foundation, in order for me to deflect life, deflect hardships. Life is similar to a hurricane. It is constantly spinning, or a tsunami. It's constantly spinning. And what do you see most of the times when a tsunami is coming at a coast? A lot of times I think about it, they're putting them sandbags up. They're building a barrier. Want to know why? Because when that storm hits, maybe, just maybe, if they build that wall strong enough, when life comes and hits it, when the hurricane comes and hits it, it'll be able to protect what's on the inside. We want to build a shield around our happiness, around our joy, around our life, because life is coming at every angle to knock you down. But you got to be able to build yourself up internally, build your armor up to a point where you can take the hits that life gives you. You're not looking for happiness, you're looking for just peace. You're looking for peace so that when a tsunami comes, when life comes and it's trying to knock you down at every single angle, you can deflect it all because of your foundation, your wall is strong enough. If you just walk around thinking that, all I need to do is be happy in life, you're wrong. Because you need all your emotions to build the strongest physical, mental armor up possible. You need anger, you need sadness, you need all of those emotions. You can't just rely on happiness for you to live a joyful life. You're going to need to go through all of those. You're going to need to build up all of those emotions because that's how you can become whole in life. Got to be able to build up that wall because I swear to you, you will be knocked down, and you know this. You're going to get knocked down. But in order to rise from that, you need to control, number one, all your emotions, and so you can build that wall up again. No wall is impenetrable. Your mental health is always going to be on the attack. It's never going to be safe. But what you can do is know how to rebuild it every single time it gets hit. And that's the reality. None of us are safe. I feel sad all the time. I feel hurt all the time. But what I can do, and when I know what I need to do, I have steps to rebuild myself. I wasn't feeling that good last week. Maybe you could tell by the podcast. I wasn't feeling it. I wasn't vibrant. I wasn't excited, but I just did it because I feel like I needed to. Though these are the things that I need to do in order to build up my wall. I need to send out my message. And another thing is that you cannot think that you're perfect. I'm not perfect. Even though I'm giving you a message, I mess up all the time. I feel bad all the time. I don't want anybody to think that I have everything together because I am not. I am just like you. I fail all the time. But I know how to build myself up. I may be jacked up for a couple days, but just like everybody else, I know how to get back up. You have to find the stuff. You have to find the things that make you happy in order to build yourself back up. But I swear to God, it's not going to come from your phone. It's not going to come through binge watching TV. Either you help people or you got to go internal. Those are the things that really bring comfort. They help you cope with life. If you're chasing things that are technology based, it's just going to drown you because they're all designed to do what? They're all designed to capture your attention. It doesn't care about anything else, but as long as you're hooked on the program, as long as you're plugged in. That is the main reason why I say that if you do not learn to put your phone down, you're going to forever be in a spinning cycle. Life is going to keep throwing you around until you get to the point where you can put that down and you could live life like with a power outage and you got no power, you just got yourself. Most of the time when there's a power outage, I know I'm getting off track, but most people, they just go ahead and take a nap. I'm just going to take a nap, or I'm just going to go ahead and drive. They're instantly running from, I just have myself. That's it. Ain't nothing else going on but me. Most people go crazy. I want you to be able to say, I'm glad that happened. I got more time for me. I got more time to enjoy nature. But if you keep, again, as I'm wrapping up the podcast, if you keep telling yourself that you are a loser, if you keep telling yourself, I'm a failure, if you keep searching for happiness, you are never going to find true peace. You got to be able to not only love your failures, love your shortcomings, and build up your wall. That is all I'm trying to tell you. And I hope that you can do that because I don't want to see anybody being bullied. I don't want to see anybody going through it no more. I don't want to see anybody getting bullied. I don't want to see anybody have low self-esteem no more. Want to know why? Because nobody always come up to me. It's always having to do with the phone. Most of the time, it's either the phone or a past traumatic experience. I'm not a therapist, so I cannot help you with traumatic experiences. But I can surely help you with your phone. I can surely help you with your phone addiction. I can do that. So I hope that I know I went on a little longer than usual, but I hope that listening to this can help you out. That's my mission. So I hope that you are happy. I hope that you feel joy. I hope you're at peace. If you need to cope, if you need to get angry, if you need to get sad, if you need to cry, do all those things. But thank you for listening to the podcast, and I'll catch you next time.